The morning sun was just beginning to peek over the horizon when Claire Whitmore's sleek black limousine pulled up to the private entrance of her company's headquarters. She was one of the most powerful women in New York, a billionaire entrepreneur, philanthropist, and single mother to 6-month-old Ava. Her life looked perfect from the outside, but inside, it was chaos. Claire's calendar was booked to the minute. She barely slept. She loved her daughter more than anything in the world, but balancing motherhood and running an empire left her feeling like she was failing at both. That morning, she was already running late for a critical board meeting. Her nanny had called in sick, and she'd been forced to bring Ava with her. She was stressed, distracted, her mind juggling profit forecasts and diaper changes. She rushed into the building, carrying Ava in her designer baby carrier. Her plan was to leave Ava in her office for an hour while she powered through the meeting. But when she reached the elevator, she realized something. Ava was crying, not the gentle, fussy cry Claire was used to, but a deep, desperate wail that pierced through the noise of the lobby. Claire's heart twisted. She fumbled for the bottle in her bag, but it was cold. The baby wouldn't take it. She was about to give up and head back to her office when she heard a calm, warm voice behind her. "Mind if I help?" She turned and saw a man she didn't recognize, mid-30s in a worn hoodie and jeans, holding a small thermos. He had kind eyes and a gentle smile. Before she could respond, he knelt slightly to meet Ava's gaze. "Hey there, little one. You hungry?" Claire hesitated. She didn't know this man. But Ava reached toward him with tiny, outstretched hands. He took the bottle from her, poured some warm water from his thermos, and expertly mixed the formula. Then, with a practiced ease, he cradled Ava in his arms and began feeding her. And just like that, the crying stopped. Ava's little fingers curled around his hoodie as she drank. Claire was stunned. You're really good at that." He chuckled. "Single dad. My daughter's 2 now. I've had a lot of practice." His name was Daniel Reed. He wasn't an employee, just a maintenance contractor fixing an elevator in the building. He'd noticed Ava's distress and stepped in without hesitation. When the bottle was empty, Ava rested her head against his chest, drifting into sleep. Claire felt something stir inside her, gratitude but also curiosity. Here she was, a billionaire with every resource money could buy. Yet this stranger had done more for her baby in 2 minutes than she had managed all morning. "I don't usually let strangers hold my daughter," Claire admitted. Daniel shrugged. "Sometimes it's just about being there when someone needs you." Over the next few weeks, Claire found herself looking for Daniel. She started bringing Ava with her to the office more often. And somehow, he always seemed to appear at just the right moment, fixing a door, changing a light bulb, or simply stopping by to say hello. They began to talk. She learned that Daniel's wife had passed away during childbirth, leaving him to raise his daughter, Emily, alone. Money was tight, but he never complained. His whole world revolved around his little girl. One rainy afternoon, Claire invited him and Emily over for dinner. Ava giggled as Emily played peekaboo, and Claire noticed something she hadn't in a long time. Her home felt alive. Then came the unexpected twist. Claire's company hit a sudden crisis. A major investor pulled out and the board was panicking. She had to work around the clock, often leaving Ava in the care of staff. One evening, exhausted and close to tears, she walked into her penthouse to find Daniel, sitting cross-legged on the floor with both girls, reading a picture book. "Where's the nanny?" she asked. "She had to leave," Daniel said simply. "So I stayed." It hit her then. This man had no obligation to her. Yet he had shown up again and again, not for money, not for recognition, but out of pure kindness. Weeks later, the crisis passed. Claire invited Daniel to lunch to thank him properly. She told him she wanted to hire him full-time as Ava's caregiver. But Daniel shook his head. "Claire, I'm not looking for a job. I'm just here if you need a friend." Something in his sincerity made her pause. For years, she'd surrounded herself with people who wanted something from her. Daniel wanted nothing, and that made him priceless. On a warm spring day, Claire, Daniel, Ava, and Emily walked together through Central Park. The 2 little girls chased bubbles, their laughter echoing in the air. Claire glanced at Daniel and said softly, You know, the day you fed Ava in that lobby, I thought you were just helping a stranger, but you ended up helping me too. Daniel smiled. That's what friends are for. Final message. Sometimes, the most unexpected people step into our lives at the exact moment we need them. And the greatest wealth I ascend in what we own, it's in the kindness we give and receive.